we're alive now. Yay.
Yay! We're not dead.
Yay. We're alive.
We only wish we were dead.
Yes.
Some of us are alive. Some of us learned a lot about the Silmarillion.
All right, why not?
Well, instead of the Silmarillion, you want to learn something about crabs?
Crabs. Tell me about crabs.
Did you know if you have enough crabs, you can play Doom on them?
What?
Yeah, this is an actual thing. Some researcher figured out how to basically turn live crabs into logic gates by just putting the crabs basically in a maze and having them do a thing. So, with enough crabs, you can play Doom.
No, you can run Doom. I don't think you can play it because you don't have a user interface.
No, you just need more crabs for that.
So, my question is, what has Doom not been played on at this point?
Skyrim.
Really?
Give
I
it
don't
time.
think I've seen a Doom mod for Skyrim, but if we can do that, then like we can just link those two, and they can basically play. I guess I don't think I've seen Doom playable on Siri or Alexa or whatever.
We have seen Skyrim playable on Super Mario 64.
I mean, Skyrim's playable on Siri, or actually Alexa. Technically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I've seen Doom played like that, but I have seen Siri. Maybe if you could mod that version of Skyrim to play Doom.
Yeah, that's the only version of Skyrim I've played.
Yeah.
Yep.
No way, monster.
It was great. I think it was during my personal stream last week playing with Wombat, because he for whatever reason kept bringing up Skyrim, and he'd bring up something and be like, yeah, that skill wasn't in Skyrim. You're wrong. He's like, no. So like healing was definitely in Skyrim. I was like, nah, there was no way to heal in Skyrim. I know. I played hours of the game. And just kept going on like that. He's like, what the fuck version did you play?
You to take her again.
And yeah. The only three things you could do were use your sword, you could shout, or you could cast a spell.
I think you say healing wasn't in the game. You can cast a spell though.
Yeah, but it was a combat spell. It's like
Healing's a
fireball
combat
or whatever.
spell.
I don't remember.
It's a defensive combat spell.
It's a defensive combat.
Yeah. You need it a lot in combat.
It's the lowest form of
Only if you're
defense.
bad.
Are you telling me
Yeah.
you were good at this game?
It was pretty good, yeah.
So if you were to guess, how many crabs would you say it takes to, correction accepted, run Skyrim?
50,000.
Little low.
My guess is 47 million.
Little low.
Wait, hold on. That was a little
Kristin,
low,
your go.
and my number of 50,000 was also a little low. Tim, what is your definition of a little in this regard?
More than one.
What's your definition of a lot? Like if you said very
More than
low,
two.
what would that mean? Like how much would we have to be off for it to be there?
It have to be off by at least 3.
Then I think we were very low, Tim.
Yeah, I think.
Man, I don't remember how to play this game.
You mash buttons until you win.
Yeah.
87 trillion.
Okay, that's a little high. The
Okay.
correct answer,
No, hold
A
on, Tim.
little high. Okay.
Before that, I need to ask, are there this many crabs on Earth yet that we know of?
Pretty sure no.
there have been at one point or another. I don't know about currently.
Do you mean, like, not concurrently, but there have been this many crabs alive
At the same time?
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, let me Google this real quick.
I was gonna say, it's weird that Tim just knows for a fact
Yeah.
that, yes, there were that many crabs alive at some point.
How many crabs are there in the world?
Okay, so yeah, there are not this many crabs alive today. At some point in history, there have been this many crabs across all of time.
How do you just know?
Do you know that things keep evolving into crabs for some reason?
So
Parts innovation.
Alexa Answers.amazon.com, which is apparently like Ask Amazon, I guess. It's like Yahoo Answers.
Oh,
but
I don't
it's
trust that.
Amazon Answers.
Mm-mm.
The question, how many crabs are in the world, is answered. There are over 4,000 different species of crabs and an estimated tens of millions of individual crabs.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So is the answer
So yeah,
100
it is
million?
more crabs than are currently on the planet.
100 million.
Still a little low.
200 million.
Still low.
50 million.
1 trillion.
300 million. I raise you 100 million.
Not high enough.
Let's do a betting game where we bet crabs. Can we just do one weird episode of Gentleman's Gank where it's live? Like, we don't talk about it or tell anyone it's gonna happen, and it's just live inexplicably, and we're just playing poker, but we're betting weird things like crabs and old textbooks.
How many crabs to play
See,
Texas
like-
Hold'em?
Old textbooks we have, I don't know that any of us actually have any crabs.
I mean, you can go to the super.
Yes. And? You think any of us can afford crabs?
Hey, we just got-
I can
some of
definitely
us got
say it'll take
$1,400.
more crabs than you can find at the supermarket to run Doom.
Well, they wouldn't
all
be good for that
supermarkets
anyway, they'd be
or,
dead.
Across time, Tim, or is this specifically right now?
No, I would probably say more than have been in all supermarkets across time.
Sounds like you're
1 trillion?
Still high, but getting closer.
0.9.
Closer.
I mean, yes.
0.8 trillion. Technically, it could be further away if it was like 0.99999 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be stupid.
Anyway, 0.8 trillion
Just like this.
is warmer, but
Yeah,
still
like
not there.
The new segment from Gentleman's Gank, How Many Crabs Does It Take to Run Doom, where we just talk about it for 20 minutes.
I can just tell you guys the answer whenever you want.
Yeah, I figure we might as well make it bad segment.
Yeah.
Hey, can you tell us the answer?
Is this a repeatable segment? Like, we'll hear the answer this time, but this will just come up again at some point?
I mean, it's possible. It's like, I think it was the show QI, like, it was about, like, interesting facts and stuff, and they asked the question, how many moons does the Earth have, and they asked it 3 different times across 3 seasons, and the answer was different every time, because they just kept finding new moons and stuff. Yeah.
So the answer is it takes 16 billion crabs to run Doom
Damn it, that was my
PC.
guess.
If you want to run the TI-82 calculator version, it's a different number.
Is it higher or lower?
Okay, so I have just a general question.
That is
about
a fair
this.
question given comparative computing, but it's lower.
Okay.
I do have a question. Like, how many crabs per bit of data?
10.
So 80 crabs to a byte.
Yep.
I'd say 80 crabs is more like a feast.
Ha!
I did it.
Oh,
I made the
nice.
funny joke.
You led yourself to the funny joke.
Yep.
I like
Tim
it.
didn't see that coming, and that's all that matters. Don't say anything, Tim.
So, I learned something new this week.
Oh, is it how many crabs it takes to play Doom?
No, I didn't learn that. That
God, I wish that were
that's
me.
not something I learned. Yeah. What I learned is that there have been multiple Tug-of-War Fatalities. And that's ridiculous.
Were they related to a particularly tough Tug-of-War game, or did someone pull out a gun?
Particularly tough Tug-of-War game.
Okay.
At least
multiple
at least-
fatalities in one game.
Correct.
Oh.
So, one of them has 2 deaths. I know there's another one where another person died instantly.
What do you mean
A lot of
instantly?
these are
Is that just
so
a heart
most-
attack?
almost all deaths are caused by using the wrong type of rope.
Oh, like
And-
accidentally using like poison ivy?
Yeah, and then they just die from poison. No.
Poison ivy,
You can die from
Notably-
any rope if you use it wrong enough.
notably deadly plant, poison ivy.
Let's see, I'm going to use this rope made of poison ivy by setting it on fire and inhaling the smoke.
Yeah, what wrong kind of rope kills a man?
Well, all right. So most of these, so
Was
like,
it made out of like? Was it made out of rope and kerosene?
so the worst disaster in Tug-of-War history occurred in Frankfurt, Germany. A bunch of troops of a bunch of Boy Scout troops were working together to try and set a Guinness World Record, and they did a 650-person match. Within minutes, it's called thumb thick is how they didn't actually measure it, but it's about as thick as a thumb, nylon rope. Snapped. One end of the rope whipped back, instantly killing a 9-year-old boy on impact. In the aftermath, 102 others were severely injured. Another boy passed away as a result of being crushed when everyone fell.
What are we talking about?
That
For real,
that's ridiculous. There was another match where
Oh, we're still going. Okay.
they used the wrong type of rope, which was rated to withstand 13,000 pounds of stress. It's used in construction, and it snapped, causing people to lose fingertips. Someone lost a thumb, and hundreds faced second-degree burns.
I appreciate that we're talking about just, Boy Scouts getting killed and
Not all of
injured.
these.
Like, no one here was ever a Boy Scout. It's fine.
No. Hey, I was a Boy Scout. I can talk about it. Or something. Isn't that how that works?
I don't know if that's it actually.
Hey, remember when we did a?
I have a friend who's a Boy Scout, so I can't be racist.
Remember when we did a game of Tug-of-War in
oh,
Boy
in
Scouts?
togas?
We actually ran that in togas.
Yeah, that was the best. That was buddy as fuck.
It was.
A bad day for
Which-
togas.
It was a bad day for Tug-of-War.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of these things happen when it's like 1,600 people pulling on a thing, and the rope can only handle 57,000 pounds, and the 1,600 participants exerted over 180,000 pounds of force.
Yeah. It's generally a bad idea to have a lot of people pulling on something at the same time from multiple directions.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it baffles me. You'd think that Tug-of-War would be relatively safe, but
This is why you don't fucking try to set Guinness broke the world record stuff, because like they ended up setting a world record of people who died in one Tug-of-War game.
yeah. it's kind of the 5 notable incidents on Wikipedia's page for Tug-of-War. 2 of them are Guinness Book of World Record attempts. And yeah,
See? This is what I'm saying.
Just don't do that.
Just do speedrunning.
I mean,
it's not in Guinness. It might be, but I don't.
Yeah, it's better. Also, there's less chance that you'll die
Unless you're doing the hot plate trick and you fall asleep. Or
dead
if
now.
a specific space particle, like, I guess, kills you somehow.
Yeah.
Strength.
Sister, please, don't! You've come at last.
Yeah. So that's something I learned.
Right.
That's exciting. That was a really, really
I love
some
these
positive
segments where we talk
vibes
about
there.
how many people have died.
So, in other shady news, you know how they have those URL shorteners?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, is it one of them?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
like
I'm
the
familiar
one
with
I know
tiny
about.
URL, but
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, yeah. Tiny URL's another one. So
Twitter has
there's there's another one. There's a website out there called Shady URL, and it does the exact opposite. It converts whatever
it makes it
URL
really
you
long.
put in, and it's not just like makes it really long. It puts in like Russia -hacking hacksaw like 1269.
God, I love that.
As it should.
that's hilarious.
This is how you keep the elite hacksaws out of your data, by convincing them that they are the ones that are hacked.
I feel like to remind everyone that the best website that has ever been invented is hackertyper.com, where you just go and smash your keyboard and it looks like you're hacking.
That is
They've
the
actually
second best. I would say the
updated that.
best is, let me Google that for you.
I'd say the best is Wikipedia, actually. Where else
Yeah,
are you gonna find
I'd agree.
false information besides that
See-
in Tumblr?
I like that, but I really like Let Me Google That For You because it's so passive aggressive and rude.
Yeah, but like I can never. That's why I don't like it, but only because like some people don't quite realize how passive aggressive it is, and they'll just like, oh yeah, here, let me show you, and then you do it, and you're just like, wow, asshole, and like, oh, is that? Oh, okay. It is
Yeah.
fun, though.
I believe in you.
I recently stumbled back upon Hacker Typer, and I learned that they've updated it.
Really?
And
Oh?
yes, so now you can actually type in specific keys. So if you hit, I think it's if you hit Alt 3 times, it says like password accept or like hack accepted or something like that. It gives you a positive message, so you could be doing like typing whatever, and then someone walks up and you could like hit Alt the third time, I think is the way it works, and then you can be like, I'm in. Whereas before, you know, you just it keeps going forever. I think you could also hit like tab 3 times, and that says, you know, declined or whatever. So
That's really cool.
Yeah. I love that they apparently are still doing it.
yeah. So I was really bored last night, and I wanted to, like, I'd gone through Reddit at this point. Reddit was boring now, and I got tired of my puzzle games, and so I was like, you know what? Stumble Upon used to be kind of fun. I mean, like,
How is that
Stumble
now?
Upon's hit and miss.
Yeah.
Like 50% of them are, or maybe like 25%, were like, wow, this is a really cool thing. And the other 75% were like, I don't care about this person's website.
Yeah.
There's nothing interesting about this. But I looked up Stumble Upon because, you know, when you're that bored, what else are you gonna do? And the apparently Stumble Upon has moved to an app. It's like mix.com or something, and it looked different in a bad way.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of disappointed in that. So I switched, and I just Googled random website. And yeah, there's just a random website. It was Useless Website is the name of the site, or Useless Web. They were and it's basically the same thing. You just press a button, and then it takes you to a random site. And it's better than the Stumble Upon because it's like they've selected the sites.
Oh,
So it still
like...
takes you to yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. It's significantly better. But yeah, like there are quite a few absolutely useless websites.
But most of them are great.
Yeah, a lot of them are great. Like there's the trypap.com, which is the passive-aggressive password machine, where it has an entry field for you to start typing a password, and then beneath it says, imagine your in-laws are helping you with the password. This is what they'd say. And so they just passive-aggressively just tell you this is a shitty password until you get to an abnormally long one that's actually, you know, worth something. But yeah, they just kind of passive-aggressively shit on you until you get there.
And it's ridiculously long.
I feel like I would want to do that kind of thing, but in the opposite way, where if you make your password like too long and bad, or like too long and like ridiculous, it's like, no, this is a bad password because there's a cat shot on your keyboard and my login is computer.
Nice. Actually, once I got to a certain length, one of the things that popped up was, yeah, you're never gonna remember this.
Good.
They also the guy who made the try useless website or whatever useless web also made, first of all, half of the other sites that are on there, because apparently he just likes to make little web art installation sort of things that are useless but kind of fun to mess around with. And he created another website which is sell me something weird. And you press the button and it just takes you to, again, it's a cultivated list that you can send in things you find as well, and he'll check it and add it. But you can send in just eBay things, and it just takes you to an eBay listing. And it's like the mouth brush for brushing your cat, or other ones.
I mean, at that point, you could just do sell me something Japanese, and it wouldn't be distinguishable.
That's true. I can't find the right thing. That's unfortunate. I was going to go to the site and have it take me to a couple of them, but I don't remember exactly what the site is.
You could always try Inspirobot.
Oh, that's true. Inspirobot's a good one.
Inspirational bot.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's the AI that makes motivational posters, and it's really bad at it.
I don't know, sometimes it makes really solid ones.
Oh, weirderconfusing.com. Sell me something weird or confusing. So, you know, suck a bag of dicks, 100-piece bag. Just buy that on eBay. Oh, you can buy a it's a gag label. So you buy a package of gag labels from eBay. It's for a can. Fish assholes in tomato and cheese sauce. And it's SpaghettiOs basically. But no, fish assholes. There.
I mean, that sounds
that-
better than if it was like moist Cheerios.
See, now here's the thing. Moist is an important word. You're never going to like what's your other option? You're eating a piece of cake and you're like, man, this piece of cake is damp. It's
What about
nice and
slimy
dank
Cheerios?
inside.
Hey, listen,
This is some-
sounds fine actually. That is a
Man,
good repair.
you cooked the chicken perfectly. It's not overcooked. It's nice and wet inside.
It's great
you know-
how the juices stayed in here. It's wet. What is fuck? Love your wet chicken.
Whereas this is a moist piece of chicken. Sounds significally
I don't know
better.
if I've heard moist referred to like meats before instead. Like I mostly
Oh,
heard
yeah.
it referred to cakes.
I've heard both.
It's used for yeah.
I just say juicy. I think.
Okay, but like
juicy
okay,
cake.
so
No, for
juicy
meat,
chicken works. Juicy cake doesn't.
No, for the meats. I said cake is fine to use moist.
But you should have known that John was
Juicy
gonna
cake.
call it juicy cake after that.
Yeah, that is a thing that I've said, but not about food.
Okay, so here's Inspirobot's first thing of tonight.
Stay calm.
Steal your ideas from the upper class.
I will. If I came here to save you, but you have to save me, then what's the point?
Okay. Okay.
Yes, that's the spirit.
Steal them.
To pretend can help you feel fine.
That's just the definition of
Every recreation ever.
dissociation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kitchen is just another word for where lovers go to die.
My favorite thing about this is every time someone says one, we all stop for a second to see if there's anything funny about it. And there's just like a couple seconds of dead silence while we're just like, wait. Is that
Not
funny?
really.
Is that okay? I don't think I can have a joke out of this one.
Oh, here's one we definitely can't get a joke out of. Be a porn geek.
Yeah.
I think at that point they're called aficionados.
Don't you mean aficionado?
Not necessarily. That just depends on what they're into.
Oh, here's
Okay.
here's one of the weirder, confusing things you can get. It's a book, crafting with cat hair, cute handicrafts to make with your cat, and it's. Ugh.
I don't want to make cute handicrafts out of my cat.
Crafting with cat hair.
This one's just a little on the nose from an AI. Humanity is horrible.
Pooping Pooches 2019
How's
calendar.
that inspirational?
With
Yeah.
prolonging lovers come prolonging thoughts. Yeah, like I said, a lot of these are
not
just
doing so great
nonsense.
today.
If we can no longer digitize tits, we can no longer connect to public toilets. And the image in the background is a tornado.
I don't connect to public toilets.
Well, yeah, you don't digitize many tits either. That's your problem.
I mean,
You don't use the iPoop app?
the iPoop app.
Yeah. So you use public toilets. It's not funny, okay? We can move on.
Give your time to fantasizing, self-analysis, and witch burning. Okay,
Alright.
this one requires the image.
So there is a poop map, a poop tracker, a poopy tower, a
Deed is done.
poop slinger, and a poop attack app.
We should all thank you. You really came through, little guy.
This has been someone said something random, so Kristin gave you information you didn't want it. Next segment.
I owe you some thanks too.
Oh man, you're gonna turn me into a
Without
damsel
your
in
help,
distress.
I'd have been in deep
Or a
trouble.
Bachelor in distress.
Or a man flesh in
Sidon,
distress.
it's all so
Man
mysterious.
Man,
That's only if
Is
it's
it truly you, my brother?
Lord of the Rings related.
Yes, it is yours truly.
This is hard to swallow, but I journeyed here from the future.
None of this makes any sense. But oh well.
I have to start
We
painting
have
soon.
bigger rocks to roast.
Painting what?
Princess,
It's a real problem.
Why?
please tell us
So,
what happened at the castle.
Oh, if this is a
You
story,
didn't
I
acrylic
didn't.
April?
That's not what I'm asking for.
Oh, okay. We'll just move past
No,
it.
no, I gotta have it in
Aw.
like 2 sentences tops. You know that's how we do it at Gentleman's Gank. We try to give as least information as possible.
The
We
age
don't
of
do
Sidon
extra guesses
and
about
Genova,
crab
who had
numbers.
appeared within
Nothing.
the
Okay,
Dark
bye,
Beasts.
Tim.
Mithra
Okay,
and
bye.
Deruk emerged
That's
from
all I had for tonight.
unscathed.
Oh, thank goodness.
Safe for the moment, the champions would only enjoy a brief respite. Upon discovering the
I
Hyrule
have
Castle
a
had fallen into
present
enemy
that I'm
hands,
going to be making
Mithra
for
and
someone.
Sidon headed to Arcalus Citadel to aid the soldiers
Their
who were
birthday is
still
coming up
holding the line.
soon in April, and so
Meanwhile,
I need to
Daruk and
actually
Untitled
paint
prepared
that.
to confront the
I
incoming
also
wave of
have an
guardians
idea
head-on.
for myself
stepping
of
once
a
more
painting that
into
I'll like
Varadania.
that's kind of stealing from someone, but it's okay because I'm making enough of it in my own twist. And
You're
the
painting for
third
yourself. It
reason,
doesn't matter if you rip off someone else. You're not selling it.
true, but I might display it, but I guess it doesn't
It's yours.
matter
It's your house.
still because it's not selling it. Yeah.
It's not selling it, and unless you like make it a main point of content on the video with ads, I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah.
Woo!
And
why you're
the
the
third
great
thing
guy I told you
is,
to draw.
there's a
Sorry, but I don't
acrylic April where this lady's doing a
Fine,
painting lessons for the entire month of April,
I
and you
needs this kid.
get to paint along with her and make a painting a day. And I've been trying to get into painting, and I've made 3 paintings so far,
Nice.
and I liked them all. I'm bad at it, but
You're inexperienced.
yeah. But since I have a painting I want to do for myself before I forget about it, and I have this painting that I have to get done for the person in April, and then every single day in April I'm going to be doing a painting, I need to get the other 2 done first.
Yeah, that will help.
But art is not my forte. So I guess self-promo, I'm doing another podcast.
Yeah.
Started a podcast with Wombat, and it's on Spotify and Amazon Music, and we might put it on iTunes as well, but neither of us particularly has an Apple device, so that's kind of hard to do. But yeah, we started a podcast, and Glowing Weak Point podcast, and yeah, and decided the other day, I was like, you know what, we can't really post this without album art. Like, you need something there. Nobody's gonna click on it otherwise. And so I was like, well, I got an idea for what I'll do. I'll sit down and make it, and then like 5 hours later, I had finally finished something. It's like, I didn't think it would take this long. It shouldn't have taken this long.
That's hard.
But it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. I didn't realize you made that. I thought you'd like found that or...
Thanks. No, that's me.
That's real good. That's incredible.
But it's, yeah. It's hard. Which, of course, you know, doing deep divers and stuff on your own as well.
Yeah, and I try to do that for 2 hours, and also you have to keep up with the story.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
this is an art group now. You and I need to like step up our stick figure game.
Hey,
Dude, stick figures?
I've seen some dope stick figure stuff, and I'm not even talking just the animations.
Yeah, but neither of us is
Stick-
Randall Monroe.
Stick figure art can be really cool. I'm not talking about
I
XKCD
just got
either.
declassified from the one art I thought I could do. It means I apparently can't even do stick figure art.
Well, I wasn't saying you can't do it. I was just saying that don't minimize stick figure art. It's really cool. Now,
Yes,
I wasn't
and-
minimizing you at all.
By classifying myself with the people that do cool stick figure art, I was minimizing stick figure art. But yeah, that was good album art. I find it personally really funny because I remember one time at like a friend gathering thing, you brought a game you had designed with a map you were borrowing from something else, and you were like emphatic about how you don't do art, and like now you do a shit ton of art. And that just stands out to me, just standing there on that hill just being like, no. And I'm not being like that hill proverbial, it was an actual incline of ground.
That was the dialogue. Yeah, no, I've definitely had to get better at art, considering, aside from the actual Gentleman's Gank logo, every single other logo we've ever used has been made by me. And aside from nothing, all of the art on anything, except for the Deep Divers actual show, like the actual show that happens on the show, all the other art we've had is me.
I want to get back into it
Yeah.
a bit so that I can also help minimize that load a bit for you. Because you do a lot.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to I know Deep Divers ends in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, season finale is going to be great.
Cause like next week is me again, and then the week after that is what's it called? The game show.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's the first week of
When it
the
happened,
new
I could faintly hear a voice
I'll
calling.
be back in 1 second.
okay,
I
and then
searched for who it was.
the week after that is
Suddenly
the
saw
actual,
my dear
you know,
sister under attack.
finish
My only thought was that I
of
had
the
to help
season.
her.
But then
Next
I'm
thing I
looking
knew,
forward
I was
to
inside Varuta.
bringing back something like Knucklehead Knockoffs, which I guess is a
That was
Tuesday
your
show, but
doing,
Rank Amateurs is also about to,
wasn't it?
since we only do 2 weeks of that. 2 episodes of that. Knucklehead Knockoffs is what I'm looking forward to, because that's another thing that tests my artistry in a very different way.
Now, we must hurry to Arkala Citadel.
Because I feel like
What's the problem?
that show is
Hurry it up.
kind of less about the games, the knockoff games that we play, although that's definitely important, and more about the intros I record.
Alright, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's up?
Because I was saying that I'm looking forward to Knucklehead Knockoffs to
I
get
just
back into
remembered.
My,
You're-
you really
the
are.
the actual the other form of artistry I do, which like I feel like Knucklehead Knockoffs is definitely
enemy has
important
only grown
because, you know,
stronger.
the games and whatever. That's fun.
To
But
succeed,
I think the best part
we
of the
must
show is the
adjust
intros,
our strategy.
where
I know.
I live
The
act
two of you can
a
actually be of some
version
use
of the
for
game
once in your
as the
life.
intro.
Mhm.
It terribly.
But
But,
like
I mean,
intentionally bad.
yeah, but like I have to figure out like the scene. I have to dress up for it, act it, and then for some of them, like when we did not Half-Life, I had to
Blood
like
sacrifice for the
um,
calamity.
animate head
Fate
crabs
gives
on
you
the
this
screen
role,
for me
and
to
you will play
attack.
it.
And that's not something I get to do in any other show.
Yeah, no.
And like all the sound edits you do, and
Oh yeah, because like when I'm shooting something and there's not actually a bullet coming out because A, I'm not using an actual gun, and B,
you wouldn't in your house.
I wouldn't in my house, and like
Yeah.
like even blanks would be like I'm not gonna record that very well.
No.
So
No, that would blow out your mic real fast.
yeah. So it I have to like match up the sound effects to me firing and
Also, wasn't there like that one game where you like had to video yourself twice because you shot yourself?
oh yeah, when we played Not Hitman and I had to, as the Hitman, kill me as someone who was wearing a costume so that I could walk in as Hitman, take the costume from the other person, get up as Hitman in that costume and walk off.
Yeah.
That was complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like that's to me some of the most fun I have. And it's also, you know, a different form of art. Not that I'm particularly good at it. But then again, I'm not particularly good at any art.
I mean, almost no one is without doing a lot of practice, but like you do enough practice, you'll
Yeah.
be great at it.
I shall handle the next tussle.
Yeah.
I
I
won't
like it.
stop there.
I like the intros.
Have you been doing much art for yourself? I don't actually follow your Twitter,
Good.
but
No one should.
occasionally I drop in and I.
Oh, bad. Bad.
But mostly you just retweet things.
Yeah, I have not actually like sat down to make stuff in a long time.
Yeah.
It has gotten significantly more difficult because I can't like start doing that and like zone out for like an hour and like just hyper focus on that kind of thing because I have two furry children who do not like that. Actually, one of them's fine. The other one, it's the puppy mostly that like needs something every like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it is very difficult for me to like do stuff for like 20 minutes and then go do that and then come back and then work for like 30 minutes and then go do something else and then come back.
Oh yeah, no, you for art you really need to just get in the zone
Yeah.
and do it for a bit. But I had the same problem with Loot when she was a puppy, in that she needed something, or she either needed or wanted something.
Yes.
Always. And after a bit, we had to do what people have to do with their actual babies, where, you know, when they won't sleep through the night, eventually you get to a point where you just have to, all right, I'm gonna have a miserable night, but and so are they, but eventually they're going to fall asleep without me going in there. For a few days, I just, you know, I make sure that Luke went out. Like, I brought her out. I gave her a walk even so that she got everything out of her system. And I made sure she had food and water. And then I just ignored her. And that was really hard.
Yeah.
Because Lute's adorable.
You know what
And I
makes
think
that-
you were there, I think.
Yeah,
So
probably.
you heard.
Yeah, it
She
broke my
she
heart
barked.
constantly.
Yeah. But, you know, it was necessary so that I could do anything else.
You know what makes that difficult? When your dog has PTSD from almost getting hit by a car and doesn't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we try that, but oh boy, is it hard to get her to do walks enough that we can't ignore her for a long time. And I'm just like, please, please, I'm begging you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is adorable. I don't know how you were able to do that.
Yeah. It's difficult.
I remember when we were training her not to bite, so we had to, like, if she bit us, stop playing with her for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, but I didn't bite her, why am I being punished?
Yeah, and it really feels like that too.
Uh-huh.
Because the way you're supposed to do it with their teething is they bite you and you yell like, you know, another dog would, and that makes them realize that, hey, that hurts, don't do that, and then you punish them by not interacting with them.
Yeah, that's what
and
I've heard.
it's not,
and it certainly doesn't work
it's
for my dog.
it takes a bit. I mean, it took Loot a couple months at least.
No, you don't understand. When she like bites us and we yelp, she slaps us with her hands.
Hey, I mean,
And scratches.
Loot would keep trying to play, and we would just get up and walk away. We'd stand up. And Loot couldn't do anything. We'd try jumping and stuff. Tell her no, and shove her off.
Okay, I think I see your problem. Your problem is you're Dom, but your dog also thinks she's a Dom.
No, she just thinks she doesn't really. Okay, good. You have made a fatal mistake of believing that she thinks.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's. You used a word here.
Yeah.
Bold of me to assume she thinks.
Very bold. The only thing I've ever seen her do that is intelligent is she's taught herself how to sit. I still have no idea how she did that, and now she hasn't been able to learn any trick consistently since. At this point, we have
She's
her do
sitting,
like.
so she's a good girl, so she gets treats.
No, Tim, we don't give her a treat when she sits. We give her a treat if she sits and then shakes with her left paw, right paw, and then like does like a high five with both paws. Except that now when we say sit, she just tries to do the high five part because she knows it's the last step. So maybe she'll get treats first.
See, she is smart.
She is smart.
No, because it never works, and she's been trying it for months.
She's determined to find a shortcut.
Yeah, I always did. Try to find a shortcut.
Oh no, you just try to find your own businesses.
Try? Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. I'm sorry. They're good.
I mean, we are all here, so on some level he succeeded.
We are all here and voluntarily come back.
Well,
It
Is
a pandemic.
it
You can't come to my
voluntary?
house. I can just leave whenever I want. But I don't, because I don't want to. I would love for this whole trip to be done so that I could just like we could just like hang out and do art together or something.
well, technically, according to the CDC, if you have both your shots and you know someone else who has both of their shots, and you know there's been enough time after the shots for them to actually start working properly, then there should be no problems with the two of y'all interacting.
Well, it just has to be long enough after the first shot. The second shot is just a booster to reinforce the first shot.
I mean, you don't. Yeah.
Yes, you should. Please do not skip the first shot for the second shot.
And please do not get the first shot and then just start hanging out on
Not
Go.
get the second shot.
Yeah, no.
Just for safety,
the
get both shots first anyways.
The second shot is the one that really brings it up to full capacity.
Not that I don't trust him, but I trust the CDC more than him.
My understanding is the first shot brings it up to full capacity, and the second shot keeps it there. It prevents it from decaying.
Permanently?
Or at least long enough.
For what?
For COVID-19 to die off.
Yeah, but we don't know.
I mean,
Clearly, we don't know how long
If the
not gonna
vaccine
happen.
only works for 3 or 4 years, but it
it's
doesn't
not gonna
spread in
happen.
3 or 4 years, then it's basically gone.
Also, my wife got like a test at some point to see if she has the COVID antibodies after everything. I think like the number that like I don't remember what it represents. It was like a parts per million kind of thing of like how much antibodies are in the blood. It was like it needed to be at like 0.19 or some like a decimal of some kind in order to be an answer of yes, and it was at like 1,000.
The actual vaccine is only 52% effective for Pfizer. That's the only one that this test in particular tested. The first shot gets you to 52%.
Yeah, that's
The other shot raises it to 95%. The first shot without the second shot is not worth getting.
well,
So
I mean,
get both shots.
it's
Get both shots. Do not hang out with people in between.
when we say it's not worth getting one without the other, we mean go get both.
Yes, and don't pretend like you're good after the first one.
And I'm pretty sure at this point, everywhere that gives the shot, when you get the first shot, they immediately schedule your second appointment. So it's not even like you're hearing us say that it's worthless without the second. Oh, well, I need to make sure I line up. But you will get both. If you get one, you will get both.
Yeah, I actually got both of mine scheduled this morning.
Yeah, make sure you get both, and don't go out and have a night on the town after your first shot.
Yeah, but at the same time, at the risk of mixed messaging, don't shop around for a vaccine. If you get offered Johnson & Johnson, take Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not as effective, but it is as effective as it needs to be.
The thing
here's
is,
the thing
they are
about-
all, with the recommended course of treatment, just about the next best thing to 100% effective at keeping you alive and out of the hospital. The 95% effective, 70% effective, whatever it is for any individual course of treatment, that's for preventing any infection at all, period. So if you get Johnson & Johnson and say that's 70%, I don't remember the actual number off the top of my head, that means you have a 30% chance of basically getting a cold that is indistinguishable from any other cold you could get that would be caused by a different coronavirus without getting a genetic test to find out what caused it.
Now, technically, once still getting the vaccine, even with the 95% and the 70%, whatever, you can still end up going to the hospital because, hey, the thing works in ways and sometimes your immune system isn't strong enough to fight it off at that moment. So it's not like you get the shot, you're Superman. You still keep wearing your mask and stuff. But like
it is the next
does
best thing to
seriously-
100%. It's not guaranteed.
Yeah. It is very, very effective. But the real reason why we're saying like don't bother, you know, like 70% or 95%, yeah, that's fine. They both still work in the way that like the 70% and 95% is you catching it. Both of them still make it so that you're less likely to go to the hospital, the same amount.
And not only
So,
that,
like-
they prevent people nearby you from also having to go to the hospital. Because herd immunity is very important.
Yeah. So, and of course, as always, none of us are doctors. Do your own research.
Do your own
And
research.
don't listen
but,
to idiots on
yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. Do your own research in specifically trusted places.
Yeah. your own research on like actually scientifically backed things.
Ask your doctor. That's the easiest thing.
Don't get a shitty doctor. We're actually gonna keep adding more caveats to this.
Yeah, remember that doctor that ordered a whole bunch of them so that he could destroy them because he thought they were. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
that
don't go to that one.
Not even just
I
for the
don't know
vaccine.
that one's
Definitely just
still a
don't go to
doctor.
that doctor.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a doctor anymore.
I hope not.
I think there are
Yeah,
certain
I
things you
certainly
can
hope
lose your
not.
license for, and I don't see how that could possibly not be one of them.
500 doses.
Asshole.
Before I make this joke, I just want to make this very clear. Vaccines do not cause autism. That is not a thing.
Dude, I don't even know that the joke is
Yeah,
necessary.
maybe
at
this isn't
point.
even
Knowing.
a joke that matters.
No, it is.
No, I don't know about that, Tim.
What you've already stated leads me to believe that no, it's absolutely not.
It is not proven because you can't really prove something like this, but more and more historians are coming to suspect that the vast majority of the major advances in science and engineering and all that stuff in human history, like Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, those kinds of people, all had some degree of what we would today call autism. You know, something where they were very good at hyper-focusing on something that was really interesting to them, and other than that, they had trouble functioning like a stereotypical person.
Neurodivergent.
Are you saying
So,
autism causes
with all this
vaccines?
said, Jonas Salk was also one of those people, so it could be argued that autism causes vaccines.
Are you proud of yourself, Tim?
Not really.
Good.
I don't know. I think Jim has a point. I think the anti-vaxxers are backwards.
Well, that is. Fuck that mission.
Thanks, Philip, for reminding me that that's not at all what we're doing right now.
What happened?
I didn't change the stream title from last night.
I don't have a
so-
charging cord in here, so I'm not actually able to view the stream at all. Because my phone is
Yeah.
basically dead.
Mine's also pretty bad.
Yes, but
So
you're at your
Dom,
computer.
how do you feel about this game that is definitely the Silmarillion?
I don't know any of the characters.
Okay, so about the same.
Yeah, because they're all named exactly the same.
Well, there's Link and there's Linkle.
Yeah, Link and Linkle and Linkgolfin, Linkway.
Is Linkle in this game?
No. She was in the
Okay.
first Hyrule Warriors, though.
I could see them adding a Breath of the Wild version of Linkle to this game.
Wait,
would...
is Linkle a thing?
Yes.
I thought you were making this up.
No.
No, I wish. Hey guys, it's my 37-month sub anniversary.
Yay.
Did you know that we've had the ability to... We've been affiliates for around 37 months?
Dang.
Yay.
Shocking! That's what it says on my screen.
So is Link a thing? Like Link but wearing the mushroom crown?
Not really.
Well, there's not really a whole lot of crossover, aside from that one place in A Link to the Past where there's a picture of Mario, and
Also, the Jane Thomas from
the Bob
Link's
Bombs,
Awakening.
yeah. But that takes place in a dream world, so I don't know that
That counts as crossover.
Oh, okay, I'll take your word for it. Are you just flying at this point?
Aerial combos are a little silly.
Yeah, especially when they didn't like actually knock up the Igneo Talus.
Yeah.
So what exactly is Smash Brothers, if not just a giant crossover event?
Oh, it's a view.
Yeah.
Mario got high one.
I thought that was just Mario 2.
Actually, I don't know. Since
That's
it's made by
PvP.
Masahiro Sakurai, I think that it's actually Kirby got high, which makes sense because like the amount of high you'd have to be to imagine all of that. Kirby
Oh, you
just
think
went around the
Kirby
world
ate
and just
a cannabis
inhaled
leaf?
all of the drugs. So recently I've been playing Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. Do you want to know what they changed?
Yeah, tell me.
I can't tell if there's anything.
Oh yeah, I
Like-
mean, it might run better.
Okay, so I've noticed a lot more graphical glitches. And I can't tell if there's actually any performance differences because there's still a giant loading screen between each area. Like
Mine's shorter
any
than it
performance.
was when I played the first game, but it's because I have this one on the solid state and the first one wasn't. So,
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I can't tell if there's actually any performance differences because the last time I was playing on a laptop, and then this is a computer that's like 6 times as powerful. So I'm kind of regretting getting it, especially after I learned that you can buy it on the Switch now.
Oh really?
And that's such a better plan. I want to play it on the Switch now, but I'm not willing to pay for it a 3rd time.
Is this just going to be
So I
the
can-
new game that exists on every platform?
No.
No, because it's not gonna. As with the reviews it's been getting, I mean, a lot of the reviews are good because, like, you know, it's still a
good.
good game. It's a Xbox 360 game though, so like, or maybe it was for Xbox One, but it was like the first game that came out
No,
on
I think it was
Xbox One.
360.
Okay, but it's definitely a 360 era game, which games have come a long way.
Yeah. Still looks really.
I mean,
here's the thing. It came out then. You said you have not noticed any graphical changes. The game still looks very pretty. That is impressive that
Yeah.
a game that old still just looks really good. Like, even by today's standards.
Yeah. It's clearly aged with
Yeah.
a lot of the art, but it's still beautiful.
Yeah. It is stylized well enough that, like, it's sort of like, not quite as good as, but stylized in similar to, like, Wind Waker, where, like, no matter what, that game will always, like, look beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a fan of it, but
I completed it once. It completed me and beat the main story. Couldn't tell you what happened.
yeah,
I know there was a hot assassin girl.
I think I replayed it like 3 or 4 times, just trying out different things.
Yeah.
And then on like the last time, I was like, wait, why am I still like replaying this fully when I can just go and spend money at the Fate Bringer or whatever and just respec everything?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the best things about the game, you can respect.
But I really like one of the updated things is that you can just when you start, because you've got all of the DLCs, you go to the first area and there's a chest just full of like exotic armors and
Oh, yeah.
weapons.
it's always really funny
it
because
gives
like in the first version, like the first version of the game, like I remember specifically one armor that was in the chest, and that was all that I think I had when I played, and it's just armor based off of Shepard from Mass Effect. And every time I saw it, I'm like, oh cool, I'm not playing a warrior, so I'm good.
Oh yeah, no, don't play as a warrior. Like that's one of the first things I do is I hunt down a Fatebringer so I can respec the 1 point that it automatically puts into might into something else.
Now granted, playing the Universalist tree was super fun. I really liked splitting stats out because you just got like a bunch of skill points and things. Honestly, I've tried like every type of path, and every single one of them feels interesting and unique and super cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, on my first time through the game, I didn't even go to, like, the southern half of the first continent.
Yeah.
Because you don't necessarily have to.
Oh, I just
and
went
like
by each area at a time fully, just because I was like, I don't want to have to come back to places. I'm just gonna like go to each spot and do as much as possible, and that way I have teleport points in case I have to come back.
I mean, that's basically what I did. Is I would go to a place and I would do the main storyline there. Then I'd clear out all the side quests, and then I'd go to where the next main storyline quest is, and I'd do all the side quests in there after finishing it. The problem is that there are places that you don't ever have to go to.
Yes.
Like, ever. So I don't think I finished the first time. I didn't see the there's a bunch of different factions in the game, and this faction was the arena faction, where you just go and fight in a coliseum basically.
Is it the Teeth of Neris one?
No, because I didn't have any of the DLCs.
Because that's my favorite guild, because it's there's specifically a group in there that they were basically philosophers, and you joined, and the philosophy was someone stated their point, you stated your point, and then you fought to the death, and whoever won was clearly correct.
Hey,
because that's
that
what
works.
Favored.
I like that.
And I was just like, that is I love that, like, you get there, it's just like you start and they don't tell you because they just assume that you know that, and so you just like are ready to like debate this person, and then it just starts a fight. You're like, you know what? That's fair. I don't know why I thought it would be anything else but this.
Yeah.
They're also like an entire like 2 feet taller than you and made completely out of stone.
Yeah. Because those were the giants, right?
Yeah.
That's that section.
And there was like a pirate section in the other DLC. I don't think I ever did that, or did much of that one. Because it was like higher level, and I usually don't play that game long enough to get past level like 30 or so. Just because, like, even playing that long is like 30 hours, and it's fun, but then I just accidentally like I have a week where I have to do a whole lot, so I don't play it that week, and I just forget to ever play it again. And then when I do play it again, I don't remember how to play, so it's start at the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice. It does have like a drop down to like teach you the moves.
Oh yeah. It's
right?
not
In
that.
the menu,
it's more
there's
like,
a list of all the moves.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For me, it's
but
more
you
like,
just don't
I
remember
don't know
what
you're
doing.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know what I've done, so I'll just restart. It won't take that long.
And like there's a quest list that tells you, but it's where does this take place in the story?
Yeah, exactly.
Where does this why do I care? Which of these side quests is actually important? Yeah. No, I completely get that.
It's fun though. Still recommend it.
Yeah. I wish I had it on Switch. But I'm not gonna buy it on Switch. Y'all been playing anything recently?
I've been playing Agent of Calamity for about an hour and a half, maybe. I don't actually know.
Hour 15, basically. Nothing else?
Well, I finished most of Persona 5 Strikers, the other Warriors-esque game that I mentioned previously as the...
Oh, I was gonna ask if that was a soccer game.
Oh, no. You asked me that last time I mentioned it.
Oh, shit. Getting predictable. Yeah.
It's the one that has, like, an unnecessary amount of elements to deal with in real time and stuff.
That's right.
But, like, it's significantly better the longer you play it and the more that you stop thinking of it as a Warriors game. It's not actually a Warriors game, but it's made by sort of the same team, and they made it, like, to use, like, Warrior elements. And so it's sort of Warriors-ish, but, like, it's something sort of new. And so, like, it was good. It was just like, it took a while to like get all the way into it at first because I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. It's especially bad because Persona has a bad habit of the spell names that like cast buffs on you have the worst names I've ever heard for like buffs. Hold on, I'm going to look them up real quick because it is the worst.
Okay. Trying to remember what game it was that Tim and I were playing. Phantasy Star 4 also has terrible names for all of its spells.
Yep.
Okay. So these buffs can increase your attack power or defense or agility for various like duration or various turns, and or decrease your full parties for that amount of turns, or decrease them for enemies, right? So you have Tarukaja, Rakukaja, Sukukaja, Matarukaja, Marakukaja, Masakukaja, Tarunda, Rakunda, Sukunda, Matarunda, Marakunda, and Masukunda. You know, skills that sound as different as a bunch of characters from the Silmarillion.
Yeah.
Actually, no, the Silmarillion was easier than that.
I was gonna say this is worse.
Yeah, the Silmarillion has like the same start of a name, and that's how you know they're related. This is like it follows some amount of convention, which is that if it has Ma at the beginning of it, then it means it hits multiple things rather than just one. And that's it. That's the convention. And then there's one called
And it
Heat
has
Riser,
similar
and that-
endings, so you know it's the same language.
Yeah, I guess.
So the first and last part of every word is the same.
Alright, so there's, in Phantasy Star 4, there's battle techniques like Foy, Gifoy, and Nafoy. What would you say FOI is the battle would do?
It sounds like something. It sounds like Warrior.
That's Fwa, and it's a flame attack.
Okay.
And there's Wat, Giwat, and
There's
Nawat. Wat, W-A-T.
That's an electric.
Alright, you're trying to be funny because you think that it's water. It's not water either, it's freezing.
No, I said electric because, like, watts.
Oh,
I wasn't trying to be funny, I was
okay.
trying to actually think. And I'm mad that it's freezing.
Shit. Yeah, no, it's freezing. It's also not freezing like ice, it's freezing specifically by dropping the temperature of the surrounding area. So even though it looks like water, it's definitely not water.
Yeah, it's not water or ice, it's negative fire.
Vol, is not anything to do with small mousy creatures.
Is that one wind?
It just destroys its nervous system.
Oh, what? That's a spell.
Yeah. Su, Githu, and Nathu, fires an arrow of light, cause that makes sense at all.
Yeah.
Zan, Gazan, and Nazan suffocates enemies by turning the surrounding area into a vacuum. How are you supposed to know that Zan is a vacuum? Like, Gra, that's gravity. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Wat, I could think that's water. Ice is kind of water, so freezing, I could understand.
Yeah.
But Vol, Su, Zam, Foy?
See, okay, so those are the same type of problem that I have with the buffs I mentioned earlier, which is that they all follow a similar like convention in that like these ones are all 3 letters, and they all have nothing to do with like most of them have almost nothing to do with them, and a lot of them are consonant vowel consonant, and the buffs I mentioned earlier are usually consonant vowel consonant vowel etc. So they have the same like texture to me in my head. And so I'm just like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. This is why it's really nice when things are just called fire.
Yeah. Like the Final Fantasy spells, as like dumb as they are, you know what they are. You know what fire and Firaga and like whatever the other one is.
Like, yeah, because like those are stupid names. But
they're not
Firaga,
dumb, they're just on
I
the
know
nose.
what Firaga. Yeah, Firaga, I can figure out.
Yeah. I can tell you that Zeta Flare sounds like a very powerful light spell, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Donald Duck uses it and dies. It's a real thing that happens. Donald Duck literally dies from it.
Yep.
The greatest cutscene I've ever seen in a video game. Except for the one where Sully from Monsters Inc. literally throws another character through a door.
Nice. There's fire, Fyra, and Firaga.
Firaga, that's the other one. Yeah.
Blizzard,
Fyra.
Blizzard, Blizzara, and Blizzaga. You're gonna know what all of those are.
That one's
Thunder,
like
Thundara.
a little harder because it's one letter difference between R and G. So, but like even then you're just like, oh well, Firaga is the last one, so it's gotta be.
Yeah. Thunder, Thundara, Thundaga. Yeah, they're all very on the nose. You're gonna figure it out.
What's the time stop spell?
Stop.
Dom, I have a very
I think it's
important
called
question.
stop.
And then there's like stop stuff.
No, they're well, at least. Okay, I'm looking at specifically the Final Fantasy spells. So.
I think it might be stop and then mass stop or something like that.
Oh no, Final Fantasy wouldn't say mass stop. They say Safaga.
Alright, so I looked away from the screen for a minute, and when I came back, Link was shoving bombs up a horse's toot.
Yeah.
So Dom, what happened?
Well, it's not really a horse, it's a Lionel. I got that down. And he needs bombs.
He needed bombs in the bum.
They're called bums.
Well. Stopga is a spell.
Okay.
12, 13. And Kingdom Hearts.
I think that's the one I'm thinking of that Mickey has for some reason. Oh, the other good cutscene is in one of the other games where Mickey gets choke slammed.
Really like watching Disney characters get beaten up.
It's wild that Disney allows this.
Yeah, like exactly. That's why they're such good cutscenes, is because they just should not ever be a thing, and they're absolutely a thing.
So, I'd actually like to go back and say, Tim, I think we misjudged Phantasy Star 4 a little bit. Because we didn't get far enough to realize that there's a thing you can do in the game that modern day games still don't have most of the time. Which is the ability to set up macros.
What?
In game. You can set a preset attack pattern that you could program in game. So, yeah.
That's wild.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, there were two games that's one thing that I think is really cool. The other game we encountered that's really incredible is Herzog Zwei, which is just straight up a real-time strategy game on the Sega Genesis. And it actually looks like really well done, and it's got good AI, and
Dang.
it's on the Sega Genesis. Like, you had 3 buttons.
I will say this about Phantasy Star 4. Less grinding is always good, but if one of the most exciting aspects about your game is the ability to play the game less, something went wrong.
Then explain how idle games work, Tim.
Something went wrong.
No, Tim, I'm playing an idle game of RuneScape right now, which means I don't have to touch RuneScape. It's the best. It's the dream.
Man, I could get into not playing RuneScape.
Yeah.
Man, I do that every day.
I have occasionally thought about making a character in RuneScape so that I can also not play RuneScape.
Yeah.
Because right now I don't, even have an account or anything, so I don't know if it counts as not playing.
It's okay, I probably don't either, because it's probably already been hacked by someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jagex,
I think I had an
y'all
account in
suck.
2007. It has absolutely been hacked by now.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone's been hacked in Jagex. Like, that... I don't know how they keep going. Because... their game's not fun, and everyone gets hacked. And
I suspect
Jagex
what it is
doesn't do
that the
anything.
owners aren't in control anymore because they got hacked.
I mean, I'll argue a bit. I think it's actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's grindy, but it's not bad.
How many runes are there?
Probably like 20 types.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey,
Runes.
Are those the skills?
No, they're runes. You use them to cast spells.
Okay, but how many scapes are there then?
Depends on your definition of escape. So that's, you don't know. Maybe the game's pronounced run escape. Because it's saying stop playing this game, run, escape.
Well, in that case, I do that very well.
RuneScape to me is very boring, but it's not as boring as the most boring game of all time. Can we guess what game that is?
EVE Online?
It's EVE Online. You're correct.
Yeah.
I mean, RuneScape might be good, but how many spreadsheets do you need to play it?
Actually, more than you
a
would
lot
think.
if you're yeah
Depending on
a lot if you're doing it.
if you're like trying to grind up like your mining levels and you need to figure out where adamantine spawns the most often and like how many people there usually are, and like I've seen people use a lot of spreadsheets for that game. So sorry, Tim.
Yeah, and if you're wanting to sell something on the market.
Oh, the Grand Exchange is the coolest thing though.
Yeah, you really need spreadsheets for that to figure everything out. So.
That is how I know about like economics at all. School taught me nothing, but RuneScape taught me that for sure.
One more time, I'd like to mention that I think schools should get rid of some of their things and start teaching things like
RuneScape.
OMEC and you know, how to do taxes and stuff, and how the stock market works. And honestly,
I don't think
you could
you
could do RuneScape and stuff for like how understanding how the stock market works. And
yeah. Like, you didn't even have to, like, play RuneScape to do it. Like, you can just use it as examples, and it would make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Video games are great about learning. Like, how the Blood Plague was able to, or the Blood Plague epidemic from World of Warcraft was able to predict that in a pandemic scenario, some people would not do the things required to end the pandemic. Cool that that's not a relevant thing nowadays.
But was it at all accurate on the percentages?
I actually don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. It wasn't so much an accuracy of like numbers-wise, but it was a thing that just happened, and the CDC used it as a study because of how like accurate it was to like that concept, at least.
Okay.
And just the idea of the CDC studying World of Warcraft to figure out what people would do if a deadly virus appeared is so funny to me.
And they were right.
You mean that you don't watch Eve? Eve is like the worst idle game I've ever heard of in my life.
Is it an idle game?
I mean, you certainly don't
If
play
you
it.
play it right, yeah.
No, Tim, if you watch it correctly, because there's no playing.
No, see, because I've watched it once. Gentleman's Gank did a stream of it one time, and I paid zero attention. Like, I had my headset on, but I wasn't paying any attention at all after the first bit because it was nothing was happening. Yeah.
So it's like an idle game, except you don't see any numbers moving.
Yeah.
So it's like an idle game, but without any of the enjoyment of an idle game.
Yeah, that's the problem with that. Like, idle games are actually fun.
Yeah. They are
like
satisfying.
you don't interact with them much, as evidenced by the idle part of them. But they're actually fun.
Yeah.
Which is something Eve will never be.
Yeah. Whenever I get people asking like, well, like, I don't mean sound dumb, like you don't even play it, like there's no like challenge. It's like, yeah, that's the thing. It's not about like the challenge or anything. It's about what is what I want? It's about make it efficiency. You are doing everything you can to make your like numbers go up as efficiently as possible. And there's no like timing-based stuff. You don't have to do anything where you have to like do things at the right moment. You just have all the time in the world to figure out how to make stuff go faster. And that's so cool.
Yeah. And they're pretty.
Yeah.
Usually.
Are they? The only one I played was one you showed me, and I didn't know it was an idle game, so like I thought, hey, that's probably enough wood, let's go attack the monster, and obviously didn't win, so try it again.
Well, if you're talking about the idle game, I think you are, which was like black and white.
Yeah.
It's technically an idle game, but like halfway through the idle game portion of it, you get to just a game.
Which game is that?
I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's...
I just remember that you needed to like collect a whole bunch of resources so that you could prepare to go fight a thing, but every time I tried to go fight the thing, I lost.
So the way the game started is you wake up and you're by a campfire and build up your little town. More people come to it, just in caravans walk around. Okay. Put the new villagers to tasks like building more homes so that you can have more people, going out to the forest and collecting wood so you can keep the fire going, hunting for food, stuff like that. And eventually you get to the point where you, like, a wandering trader comes into town, you can buy things like a compass and stuff, and that allows you to explore, and you go exploring, and that's an actual game.
Yeah.
You go on this little grid map and you explore the areas, and eventually you find, like, here's a town, and you can explore the town. And here, you found an iron mine, so now you can send some of your villagers to go mine the iron, and now you can make your own compasses and stuff. and eventually find like a spaceship or whatever, and you crash spaceship and spend your time building up the spaceship so that you can fly away and get everyone shoot asteroids in another game.
Okay, so this is different than the one you showed me. Yeah, this sounds way cooler.
I don't know which one you're talking about. Aside from Cookie Clicker, this is the only idle game I remember. But oh well.
But yeah, that one sounds really cool.
Yeah, that
Being
sounds-
helmet.
But yeah, I'd say it's like half an idle game because there is still a lot of game.
Yeah, and like, here's the thing,
Sure.
idle games can have a lot of active gameplay, but like, the idea of like, oh yeah, you have to like wait on these like things happening also to like support all of the other stuff you're doing, which is like the kind of idle games I like the most. Of like, oh yeah, you're not actually like just watching stuff all the time. You know, you're just watching the like numbers go up for you to get supplies and potions and swords to go kill stuff.
I like idle games. I don't play them a lot of them, but
I usually have about one at a time that I'm playing.
got a topic.
Um,
Neat. Alright, well, we'll see y'all next week.
I mean,
I'm trying to remember, there was something that happened today that we thought would be cool or funny.
You told me not to say it. So I did.
I'm sure you didn't play
Alright.
this one, remember?
Pretty sure.
It really doesn't.
Oh, I wish I was
She growls excitedly.
Yeah, not like an angry or protective growl, but like her talking growl. I can't remember what it was.
Good stream, everyone.
My favorite segment was the let's remember what segment we had thought of earlier.
I feel like we threw something away and we're like, huh, that's funny. I'm gonna dig through the trash.
Seriously. The only thing I could think we threw away was that piece of mail, and I'm pretty sure that's not.
Yeah, I don't think it was that, but... So you think it was while scrolling Reddit?
I told you. I Garbage collection came and took care of that thought shortly after we passed it by.
That's frustrating.
Well, I want to say that the sit quietly in silence for 30 seconds. This segment is my favorite part of this podcast.
I'd say it didn't last long enough.
You're right. You know what?
What I'm saying is shut the fuck
Why
up.
don't we...
You're still talking, I've noticed. Got him.
Well, I have a suggestion. Why don't we start a new version of that segment on our show that lasts for 166 hours? And we'll resume next week and see what happens then.
Oh, I thought you were saying that I'm just gonna have to be doing a long play of this game with no sleep and no conversation.
No, that's not until November.
Are we done? Did you shut it down?
No? Am I supposed to?
Oh, okay. No, I was on the wrong screen.
Oh, okay.
Maybe by November we'll remember that topic.
I was looking at
I would
a
guess that actually
Twitch page, but it was the wrong Twitch
The
page.
further away from today it is, the less chance you're gonna have to remember it.
No, that couldn't be.
Oh, well. Fuck me, I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, no, it actively couldn't be.
Guys, I'm sorry.
That's not how this works.
Alright, we need to put up an apology video on our YouTube.
Okay. A really shitty YouTube apology video
Guys,
that
I'm
doesn't
really-
actually mean anything.
Guys, I'm really apologetic.
I realized that some people were upset by what was said.
Yeah, I know that I said some things and people chose to be upset by them. Through no fault of my own.
I can't promise that it'll never happen again,
Yeah,
but
in
I'll
fact,
do my
I can promise
best.
that I will probably do it in this video. I had a heated gamer moment where I just said some things that other people wouldn't be proud of.
I had a heated gamer moment, like all of us do, and really think about it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you all have also done this?
There was like some announcer recently, some like I don't remember, like I'm assuming I thought it was a sports announcer or something. I do not remember, but like a mic. Of course, the way it's framed in newspapers is like a mic caught him saying racial slurs, and people were like, "Why is the microphone the subject of this sentence?" But anyways, his excuse afterwards is that he has type 1 diabetes.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, and it was like, oh,
yeah!
And one of the famously one of the symptoms of diabetes is saying racial slurs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out loud to lots of people.
Yeah. Because I think his excuse was his blood sugar was off because he has diabetes and thus he wasn't in his right mind. And he said those things. But like, first of all, sure, you're right. When you have diabetes, your blood sugar can go wildly all over the place. And when it's wildly all over the place, you really aren't thinking in your best mind. But if I was wildly all over the place, I still wouldn't say racial slurs because I just don't say racial slurs.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not in
your,
the mind.
Yeah, it's not in your vocab ever.
Yeah.
You can't
It's
accidentally
not-
say a word you don't say normally.
Yeah. What you're really saying is, I'm sorry that because I have diabetes, you heard me being a piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't conceal it as well as I usually do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you now know that I think those things.
Damn. See, that's gonna be the next thing. Is you know, we're Americans, so a lot of us have diabetes. So that'll be the next excuse. Sorry, I'm not racist. I just have diabetes.
I'm not racist. I'm just American.
You're like, oh, that's a synonym.
I saw a recent picture of a sign in some Spanish-speaking country that it said in Spanish on the sign for bridge ahead, maximum load 10 persons, and beneath that in English, made by the, like, this is an official sign.
Yeah.
It said, "Bridge ahead, maximum load 3 Americans."
Damn.
Ouch.
Shots fired.
Got him. No, those were the Americans.
So I'd like to mention real quick, as I mentioned before, everyone in this game has different versions of certain attacks and stuff. Like, the
Yeah.
bombs and things are all slightly different for each person. Sidon here plays golf,
Such potential.
or baseball, I guess. I don't know why, but it's very funny. And very difficult to use because you have to do it at the right, like, it's fully timing based. Like, if you...
Oh gosh, it's
Yeah.
actual.
You do
Baseball.
have to hit it as it gets in front of your character.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
also,
very hard
I
to
don't
use.
like Sidon. I don't like Sidon because he keeps
I did it.
pulling out a whale, and
No, it's a shark. Look, he's riding a shark now.
but then he like grabs the shark by the tail and just whomps people with it.
Wouldn't you?
Wait, does he?
No?
I don't know. See if you
I
can
was
grab the shark by the
pretty
tail and
sure I
walk
s-
somebody with it.
pretty sure I had seen it as an attack.
Not that
It was
one.
one of your combos or something.
Oh, okay. It might have been the one I just did.
Yeah.
It's
where
more.
you
Of,
just kind of.
it's more that it like is made around his arm, and so he just like hits people with the power of water.
Okay. But it really looks
Manifest
like
your
he
inner
just
shark and whack people with it.
calls up a shark and whomps someone.
I mean, I do like that because I like the word "wumping" like as a verb. It's very good. But also, it's really fun. It's like, yay, I'm a shark and I'm on a shark. Whee! Whee!
Your head looks dumb, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But also, a lot of people are horny for him, so I'm not gonna say it out loud.
Whoops.
I mean, you kind of did.
Only kind of, though.
And I mean, your blood sugar might have been low.
Yeah,
so...
yeah. You know what? All right, here's our second apology video.
Is this our new segment? Make apology videos?
Yeah. Guys, this is the hardest thing I've ever done.
I won't stop there.
I had to write a script for this, which I don't do. It's really the only difficult part.
So, no. I had to contact a company to write a script for me
Yeah,
to do this.
yeah, because I certainly wasn't gonna put in the thought for it.
I want to apologize for what I said during Dom's diabetic episode.
Oh. Man, y'all excited for next week when we get to play D&D again?
Yes.
I don't remember what I was planning on doing.
You were gonna go talk to the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Again?
Remember she threw her glass at your head?
That's true.
I like how you like included that as a thing, and John was just so upset because he was gonna get hit with a glass, and then it was like the person he needed to find.
I mean, sometimes you gotta find a way to move the story along. The more I think about like TV shows and stuff, the more I'm like, you know, there is a lot of Deus Ex Machina in those. I guess I can just add some of that in this game. The problem is, with this type of game, it's trying to be as open-ended as possible to like give you guys more options and I like let you come up with your own ideas.
More rope to hang ourselves with, yeah.
It makes it hard to do Deus Ex Machina stuff when you don't know what they're going to try to be doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess like what I have to do is use the first session or two to figure out what you guys are going to do, and then use the next. And like after that, just figure out how to make that work and add all the characters. And then you guys choose a different thing, and then I cry.
No, we don't. We just choose everything at once.
Yeah, you guys also did that.
Yeah.
Why do it one way? You can do it four
I mean,
ways.
John's character has one specific skill set that he keeps secret, so he couldn't really have anyone along for that, so he had to go his way. And then my character had to figure out things, so she had to do that. And
then Tim's
oh,
character
well.
can
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do next session is just continue to frustrate Pierre and drink all his money.
Drink all his money?
Wow, I wonder how much money he has left. and I'd honestly be curious finding out.
Yeah. I'd be slightly curious since he's not technically part of our party yet, because, you know, no party fouls, but he's not ours yet, so like...
What if your party foul?
What if we actually found out how much money he had?
Are we seriously planning on hazing our new party member?
Oh, I thought you were just gonna do a heist on your party member.
I just felt, you know, sleight of hand, a little pickpocketing.
And you can find out some information about him that way too. I mean,
Yeah, if he has like a
probably
badge or licensing or something. We just gotta get him drunk, and we already have a rigged cup for...
Guys. That can't be an important item in every single, like, thing that you do.
Why not?
And though.
I will find a way to implement it. Maybe it'll just be our calling card, a random cup.
Oh, we're not the wet bandits. We're the false bottom cup bandits.
It doesn't really roll off the tongue, huh?
Nah, it doesn't.
We're the
False bottom flagon bandits.
I feel like it needs a little more alliteration. Is there a word like bandit that it starts with F?
Is this the end of all?
Bandit synonyms. Man, I love synonym rolls. Freebooter.
So the false flagon freebooters?
Technically a footpad as well, but freebooter's better.
Yeah.
yes.
False flagon fuck-ups.
And John.
Thanks.
Well, okay, the false bottom fuck-ups and a lawyer.
Yeah,
And a lawyer.
and a lawyer.
Who's always in the same city you're in.
But never the same room.
No.
Our dog is being really, really cute.
Oh. Is she? She probably wants to go out.
I think that's her job.
Yeah, pretty much.
According to my dog, her
I mean-
job is to narc on her brother whenever he's doing something wrong.
Sounds like she's good at it.
Yeah, she almost bit him while he was on the counter.
Oh boy.
She
I'm
has
sure she's always
ups
perfectly
and shivers.
behaved herself.
No. She'll yell at him for doing something wrong, and then she'll reward herself by trying to do the thing that he was doing.
Isn't her brother older than her
Yes.
too? So she's narking on
months.
her older sibling?
Yeah. Classic little
Yeah,
sister.
yeah, no, she's such a tattler. But for some reason, he's apparently not of the snitches get stitches mindset, so...
Alright, it's time for a dance-off.
This game's weird.
Yep.
Is this a game where you dance all Nachtschlung?
I forgot about all that.
How about the green
So you just
tapeworm?
have to kill the people?
Yep, that's how it dance off
Is that how you dance? They can't be the best dancer if they're dead.
It's true.
Maybe fighting is a dance.
And your enemy can't fight if they're dead.
Or dance.
They can dance if they want
Have you
to.
ever heard the phrase dance till you die?
No.
They can leave your friends behind.
That's not how that song goes.
What if you don't have friends? What then?
Then your friends don't dance. You can't dance if they don't exist.
They can't dance if they don't.
Well, they're no friends of mine then.
Yeah, we're replacing the word.
Do you have to defeat all of your like main allies as well?
No, just our bow stuff for some reason.
Okay.
Wait, you have to kill your friends?
I mean, not really kill. It's a dance off, so it's non-lethal damage.
Probably. Not sure.
Yeah, it's definitely the flat of your blade you're smacking all these people with.
Wait, so if you want to beat that level, you gotta get rid of your friends?
Yeah, you gotta leave your friends behind.
They go with you afterwards.
You do not have a whole lot of health left.
Oh god, it's the dance master. Burn him.
Test.
Did you win?
I got to the final challenger.
Yeah.
The final challenger.
New challenger.
Challenge.
And I think I had to be level like 45 or something for this quest. I think I was at level like 71.
Ah.
Which,
Yeah, that checks out.
As far as I can tell, mostly just changes like HP. It's not clear.
HP
Also, I
is
like
important.
at the end of this, it doesn't say like you cleared the challenges. It just says Link won the dance off. Like I'm glad they at least go through the effort to add that at the end.
Alright, well, that was fun. We're done.
We should have a
We
dance
still
off
haven't
every
remembered
episode.
the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you can.
Sorry, we can't end the
do it
stream
next.
to remember the thing. I won't be here. I'll
Yeah.
go downstairs, but I will leave it streaming.
Oh.
No.
You know what? When Kristin remembers, she personally is going to type it out and put it in Ludum Fortuita.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say in the stream chat, like even if we're offline.
Oh, even if so you can only get it if you're currently on.
Hey, you
Yeah.
need to help me try to remember. You're the one who came up with it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Dude.
Came up with what? Look, I
The
was,
thing that was gonna be
yeah, I
good
know,
for
but I was
tonight.
hoping that if I said it, it would be such an obvious thing that you would accidentally remember in order to tell me, and you know that it would just like, you know, I was trying, okay?
Yeah.
I appreciate
Thanks.
Of course. All right, bye everyone.
that. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Ah.